Hi, Doug Douglas Sackworld here for this week's Fishery Report, the 17th, 18th and 19th of October. Wow, it's going so quick. Especially when Stewie's not here, it goes so quick. Anyhow, Stewie's away and he will be back tomorrow in the store on Friday the 17th. Welcome back, Stewie. I know you're hanging to get back here, mate. Hanging to see me. And yeah, we're waiting to see you too, buddy. Toilet needs cleaning. Anyhow, let's get on with it. Okay, guys, we're going to get on this week's report. So, I have got a little bit to tell you guys, and first we're going to start with the weather. So there's a snapper comp on this Saturday with the Gold Coast Sport Fishing Club. If you're not a member and you want to join it, you can still do it. Just jump onto their Facebook page, Gold Coast Sport Fishing Club, and you can read all about it. It's a great snapper comp, lots of prizes, and lots of great fun. So just jump on to get all the details. That is on Saturday. Sunday we have Doug Burt's Tackle World Flathead Shootout comp with 7 lucky winners. They got into the comp draw into Fish with 7 Bass. So we'll give you details on that the following week coming. Stewie will be there as well, trying to go for his 12th year out of 13. So win, that is. Anyhow, good luck, Stuart. Okay, so let's start with offshore report. So the weather this weekend, as I was saying before, look, Friday is supposed to be not too bad in the morning, and then Saturday is going to be northerly at around about that sort of 10 to 15 knots, and then swing into a southerly on Saturday night. Sunday looks a bit windy, maybe around that 15 to 20 knots of southerly blowing. Maybe storm on Saturday night, maybe storm on Sunday night. And a bit of rain, I think, not rain but showers probably on Saturday afternoon / Sunday. So yeah, look, AEL offshore in that sort of weather, maybe in close. The swell is not too bad. It does pick up a bit on Sunday to about 1.5 metres. But in the morning, it's not too bad. And on Saturday morning, those of you that fish the snapper comp, look, 15 knots is fishable, as we all know. Small boats, a little bit rough, but that's all right, as long as you know what you're doing. Swell is about 1.1 to 1.3 metres. That's not too bad a swell. You've got high tide about 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, and you've got a really good bite period of about 8 o'clock in the morning on the run-out tide. So it's a great, actually really good tide times and bite times. So get there and do it. Okay, what's been caught the last week? Well, I can tell you, there's been a lot of snapper caught, there's been a lot of cobia caught, and there's still the odd long-tailed tuna as well. So where's it been happening? Mainly on the 18 fathom reef, the 24 fathom reef, and the 36 fathom reefs. On the 36 is way up north, so north of Jumping Pin is the best area, which is called the A mark years ago, but it's on around about 2740 if on your latitude, okay? And it's in about 67 metres, comes up to about 55 or 58 metres, comes right up. So it's quite a big pinnacle and quite a long ledge. It's around about probably 1.5 km long and undulating. And it's a great spot. So that's where the snapper being caught at the moment. Look, if you're going to come back down this way and you're going to catch snapper, I'd be probably trying straight out the front of the seaway in that sort of 36 fathom reef, 65 to 68 metres. Give that a crack. Plenty of trade due there as well. As I said, cobia earlier. There's plenty of live bait out there as well. And there's a few dollies around the fads. They're only little, but there will be odd bigger ones coming as well. The water is getting a bit warmer, so it's around about 22 to 24, depending on the day actually, out there at the moment. So it is picking up. It has been very cold though for this whole winter through to spring compared to normal. Yellowfin tuna, look, going to go wide for the day, and you've got a bigger boat. Look, you might want to go down the Tweed Canyons way. I haven't heard much out the front here, but they normally are at the front here. We normally run a seminar this time of year in the yellowfin, but we just haven't had enough yellowfin to run the seminar. So we're not doing it at this stage. But the yellowfin tuna may be a crack, worth having a crack at. At this time of year, we're going to be trolling skirts around for little blacks and stripies and whatever it may be, little 6-inch ones, like this sort of stuff here. It's the time of the year that we start to re-rig our skirts. We've got all the rigging gear here for you. We can rig them all up for you, and we can show you what you need and how to put this spread out behind the boat. Minimum of about 2 or 3 lures and maximum 5. So we can show you how to do all that. We have hundreds, maybe thousands of skirts to choose from. So there's a lot downstairs. Anyhow, so come in here, get your skirts rigged up, dollies, marlin, wahoo. I love to bite them off too, unfortunately, but that's the way it is. Great fun if you get one though. So they're right there as well. Deep dropping, look, a few guys went deep dropping, might have been early in the week or late last week. A few blue eye been around. So the blue eye been in that 350 to 400 metre mark. East of Jumping Pin on gyms and river grounds, and then on the canyons off Point Lookout, and on the canyons off Tweed Heads as well. A few bass groper as well, and a few bar cod. So the bottom fishing is really good, a few flamies as well, of course. So the bottom fishing is really good this time of year. The current's been not too bad, so it's not running at 3 knots, it's running at about probably 1.5 and being fishable. But when you get a northerly wind, it will accelerate that drift on the top because you've got wind and current together. So it may feel that the current's doing 2 knots or 2.5 knots, but actually it's probably only still about 1 or 1.5 knots, but you're blowing across the top of the water with the northerly. So yeah, but it's still fishable. So yeah, give that a crack offshore. Spanner crads, yeah, off the Q1 area, 50 metres as well. If you're going to chase snapper in close to the 24 fathom reef, I'd probably head down south a bit, so on about 2800 or 2801. So you're east of sort of Mermaid area. And that's been a real good area at the moment in that sort of 48 metre mark or 47 metres. Some big snapper, some big cobia. My son Jack got a nice cobia yesterday, actually, around about 15 or 20 kilo. Well done, Jack, and that was on 36 fathoms. So there's been plenty of cobia around. That's probably it for offshore, actually. So, but a few tusk fish as well, guys, and a few mulloway around as well, Jewies. Okay, we'll go up to Jumping Pin. So, look, we've got our flathead comp on this weekend, and as always, it's very competitive with Stewie and the team there, Dino and a few of the other boys. So my suggestion would be, if you're going to go out there on Sunday, you'll probably see something fishing. I'm guessing it will be anywhere from Slipping Sands down to Tippers area, probably. And that's where we'll be in that area, depending on the wind and the current and that sort of stuff. And obviously it's supposed to be showers and rain as well. So typical competition weather. Anyhow, so there we go, trying to subtly. But the flatties have been along Kalinga Bank. They have been around Tiger Mullet Channel. There's been a few on Gold Bank actually. A few around Tippers Channel. The water's been dirty though. It is so dirty, guys. I mean, like dirty. You can't even see a foot down. So unless you get that high tide window early in the morning, within about 2 hours, it will be atrociously terrible. So you got to try and find clean pockets of water and either troll that water or cast it for your flatties. Flatty, my favourite couple at the moment, obviously, I'll show you every week, but I've been using the Rattler minnows, but also I still get off on these fishtail minnows, the 4-inch in the pilchard and the 5-inch in the gar, the whiteback, sorry. It's a great lure. I run those with a sort of 3.0 or 4.0, you know, a 4.0 the big one, 3.0 the little one, or even smaller, in around that 1.6 or 1.8. You know, football jig heads are really good, this sort of thing. And I'm using these casting up current and then slow hopping it down with the current and with not too much of a lift on it. And they're working very well. And always, I'm going to show you because everyone uses it, but S-Factor. You've got to use S-Factor. You should use S-Factor, I should say, with your plastics. They're just really, really good. So that's been really good. And the other thing that's been really good at Jumping Pin area has been trolling. So if you want to troll your lures or troll your lures, along the front of the Slipping Sands area has been really good in close to the shoreline there, from Slipping Sands all the way down to Russell Island pretty well. That area has been really good. Not really big flatties, but quite a few of them. Otherwise, yeah, just try around Tippers Channel area. Just troll the edge of the weed banks, particularly on the low tide when they're quite high and dry and you can go along the edge. Or maybe troll lures down around on the top of the banks, actually around Tippers there again, when the tide's nice and high. A couple of great lures, little Xerix, Tango Shad and the Bulldog. They're very, very good little lures. They look tiny, but they catch really big fish. Every week we push these because we use these in the S-Tackle and the Shag Rattle Dance one. These are really, really good. And those two colours are a couple of my favourites. Casting prawns has been really good too. We use these on jacks as well, by the way, but they're quite good on flatties, on the flats over top of the weed beds. These are MND splash prawns, they're really good. And the soft prawns, the 5s are fairly good as well. If you want the cast and jig the side of the banks, those sort of things work really well as well. Up on the flats, look, up on sort of that Gold Bank or Tank Bank, or even any of the edges where you get a little sandy patch, you can just get one cast in and maybe 2 flicks. This is the sort of stuff you want to be using. These are Apias, Dovers, they're really, really good floated lures. These things, Japanese, and they make a huge range of colours. There's a few, but those things work really, really well. Give those a crack. So, flatties are on the menu, as we know. Whiting, look, I haven't been out there for a couple of weeks, but I'm guessing the whiting fishing will still be very good along Kalinga Bank, and also probably around Gold Bank and also around the lagoons on the northern end of South Stradbroke Island. Give that a go. In the bar area, like I'm talking about the bar, but inside around the entrance to Swan Bay in the deeper water there, this week's been a lot of dewy, so they're quite good size too, from around about 700 mil, obviously 750 is a keeper size, but 700 mil up to around about 1.1 metres, so some big dewies amongst them, and even bigger. A few big flatties there as well, just bobbing the bottom with big soft plastics and about a 1 to 2 ounce jig head and about a 5/0 hook or 6/0 hook. Give that a crack. Other than that, probably up the jumping pin area, sand crabs you could try, Tippler's Channel area on the edge of the channels, and also maybe up Jacob's Well Channel area. Give that a go. Muddies, haven't heard much recently, haven't heard much at the moment. Okay, we'll head down the Broadwater. Now down the Broadwater in the town, there have been a few flatties around Crab Island. They're much better at the moment than what they were during the Flatty Classic. There's been a few there on that first run-in tide. Once that, you can wait for the tide to drop off the banks and then get that first run in, which will be about midday at the moment. And that'll be a good time to go fish for flatties this weekend. On the high tide, look, I'd probably try up at the top of the banks around Crab, or maybe the banks adjacent to Aqua Building, and even down to opposite Southport Olympic Pool, that area. There's some big flatties on those banks. Again, casting those sort of bad boys, okay? Up in the shallows. You're talking only like maybe 30 centimetres to a metre deep, okay? And you can do a little wiggle or a rake, depends on how you want to work your lure. Give that a go. Trolling's not too bad as well. There's been still a few squid around, amazingly, and the water's still only about 23, 24 degrees in the Broadwater. And these morning tides are really good for squid before the water gets too dirty. So give that a crack. I'd definitely be trying in front of SeaWorld in the main channel, all the way down to the Gold Coast Bridge at Sundale. Give that a go. Other than that, tailor, look, there's been a few tailor in the Broadwater, and there's been a few dewies in the Seaway as well, and some big dewies. Trevally, been a few at the canals, and a few jacks starting. I guess I said before, those splash spawns, we use those on the jacks, they're not too bad. But definitely a few jacks around as well. And other than that, surf fishing, look, there's a few dart been around, a few whiting on the surf, and a few flatties on the surf. Look for those low tide gutters, sort of mid-morning. High tide's obviously a couple of hours earlier on the beach. So this weekend will be before dawn, and then it'll be running out. So if you set run out tide early in the morning or late afternoon, pushing in tide for the tailor. Give tailor a go, still a few tailor around. So give the tailor a go as well. That's probably about it for the Broadwater. Other than, for whiting up the river, I forgot to mention that. Whiting up around the council chambers or Hotter, and also further up around Carrara and Bundle Bridge to up to pretty well Carrara, all those straits, Sorrento Strait. Give that a go. In the freshwater scene, look, there's been a few bass around the bass. This is the time of the year we get our bass, October, November. The bass will start chewing their heads off pretty soon. And definitely at the back pockets of the dam around all the timber is definitely a go. Our next seminar, folks, just that you know, is on whiting fishing. I mentioned that before, we'll talk about whiting, but on whiting fishing is on next Thursday. So if you want to learn all about whiting fishing, whether it be in the boat or off the shore or off the beach, we will cover it, but predominantly it'll be on boat fishing. We'll also tell you how to rig up your baits correctly, what to look for, and everything you need to know to go out and catch yourself 20 or 30 really solid whiting. Okay, so that's on next Thursday night. You have to ring the store on 55638746 to book in, because it's limited to the amount of people that we do put it through. Another thing happening tomorrow, we're launching the Yeti Cherry Blossom range, which is a very nice colour pink and a very nice purple. So, and it has that rough texture on it, really different. With sparkles. Studios like these, I reckon. So it's a good range. We've got all the different things. We've got Eskies and Tundra boxes and everything. So have a look at those. And that's about all that's happening. So we'll let you know how comp goes on Sunday. We'll give you an update next week. Don't forget about a seminar next Thursday. And please be safe over the weekend for those fishing the Friday Classic, outside of Dagobah Slater Comp, and also the Snapper Comp at the Gold Coast Sport Fishing Club. Good luck. Be safe. Thank you. Bye.